Last week, I had an appointment with my primary care provider as a follow-up to my emergency department visit when I had a blood clot in my arm. The physician looked at what was done in the emergency department. He said, "Well, they did an x-ray which shows your PICC line is in place. Your PICC line is not the issue." I told the doctor my arm is swollen and discolored. We should do an ultrasound and make sure there are no issues with the blood flow in my PICC line arm. The physician told me I should schedule another appointment in a week. If my arm is still having issues, then maybe he would order an ultrasound. The appointment ended. At 6 p.m. that evening, I received a phone call from my physician. Suddenly, his tone and demeanor were completely changed. He told me it was urgent I get an ultrasound of my PICC line arm. If my arm is swollen and discolored, there is a good chance I have a blood clot. The doctor said he would put in an order to have an ultrasound. The clinic would call me with all the necessary information once the ultrasound was scheduled. The phone call with the physician ended. My primary care doctor is a resident doctor. This means my physician has graduated medical school but is still doing additional training in a program called residency. Resident doctors are under the supervision of an attending doctor. The attending doctor is a doctor who has completed all his training programs and is fully accredited. At the end of the day, the cases of the patients the resident doctor sees in clinic are quickly presented to the attending doctor. The attending doctor reviews the cases and will make recommendations. I am not sure what transpired when my case was reviewed, but taking into consideration how my resident doctor went from telling me to schedule an appointment in a week and maybe ordering an ultrasound of my arm, to telling me it was necessary I get an ultrasound as soon as possible, the attending doctor must have inserted his expertise into the situation. Whatever happened, I was grateful an ultrasound was being ordered. Once the orders from the ultrasound were created, faxed over to the hospital, and an appointment was made, the clinic called me with the necessary information regarding the ultrasound. The ultrasound was scheduled for the following week. Over the weekend, my arm became very painful. My PICC line arm swelled up and became a dark reddish purple in color. I could not straighten my arm, and bending my fingers was very hard due to the pain and swelling. This week, I had my appointment to go have an ultrasound of my arm. I woke up early to go to the hospital. When I got out of bed, my fingers were no longer swollen. My arm was still slightly discolored and only had a little bit of swelling. I thought to myself, maybe I should cancel the ultrasound. It appears the blood clot has decreased in size and blood is flowing more freely in my arm again. As I put weight on my left leg, my calf developed pain. I made an educated guess the blood clot in my arm probably broke off and traveled to my leg. I got in the car and traveled 45 minutes to the hospital. I arrived at the hospital and checked in. I waited 30 minutes for a woman to call me to register me for the procedure. She reviewed all my information. I signed some forms and then was wheeled back out to the waiting room. As I was waiting to have the ultrasound done, the woman who registered me came back out to me. She told me the diagnosis code on the doctor's orders was not a diagnosis my insurance considered medically necessary to have an ultrasound of my arm. My insurance was rejecting my ultrasound claim. If I wanted to have the scan done, I would have to pay for it out of pocket. The cost was substantial. I told the woman I was not willing to pay for the scan out of pocket. If my insurance was rejecting the claim, I would not be having the scan done. The woman said I could call my doctor's office and ask for the diagnosis code to be changed on the order. I thanked the woman for the information and left. A call has been placed to my doctor, and the clinic has been informed I need a follow-up appointment. In the meantime, I wait. I am grateful my arm seems to be improving, and am thankful my PICC line did not have to be removed. I am praying no more blood clots form, and I hope this PICC line does not develop any more complications. My left calf is still very sore, but the pain has decreased over time. I hope and pray this means my body is breaking down the blood clot. Thank you so much for joining me. Please remember to like and subscribe down below. I hope you have a great day and a wonderful week. Bye-bye.